What is up, guys? Welcome back to this episode of the Road to Redemption podcast. I'm, as always, your grateful host, Cam Williamson. Good to be back with you. As you saw in the title of today's video, we are talking about the healing trap. What the heck is the healing trap? It's known by a lot of different things. The healing trap is something that's used in therapy, psychology, stuff like that. It's something where reoccurring patterns, you kind of keep getting stuck in a certain type of pattern, self-criticism, putting yourself down, self-depreciation. But then you have it in spirituality. People talk about it in a different way. They call it shadow work, or dealing with the darker side of yourself. Let's get into it. So the healing trap is where you've reached a level of self-assessment, right? Where you realize you're flawed and you're passionate about fixing those flaws. You work on yourself. You find the bad habits and the things that you do that aren't serving yourself and the life you want to create anymore, and you try to fix those things, right? And day by day, things get better. Not everything gets better. You have bad days. And especially I find in the mental health realm, mental health and addiction, those two communities come together a lot. When you become addicted to your own self-improvement, it becomes easy to fall into the healing trap, which is every single part of your life needs to be improved. This is where we find toxic positivity, toxic motivation, stuff like the things I've talked about forever, like the Gary V's and the Andy Frisellas, where they're like, it doesn't matter, just push harder, nobody cares. It's like, okay, fine. Keep doing that. But like Andy Frisella is open that he has depression. He's open and he talks about that. But like he should probably talk about that more. And he may now today. But like I got so tuned out to his message when he just wrote off his feelings and his mental health. It was like I hadn't listened to him since the show was in the beginning, because it's so easy when you listen to these hustle harder type guys to just keep grinding. You realize that it's a facade. One, they don't even do that, because if they did, they'd be dead from not taking care of themselves. And the challenges that they were facing, they weren't talking about. So what happens? You start to be critical of every single thing you do. If you're not being productive, it's a bad thing. Okay, how can I be more productive? And you get all the way down, guys. I just did stuff like this not too terribly long ago, where it's like, okay, I want to limit my time that I'm wasting on my phone so much that I'm even going to condense all my apps down into this one, so I'm not even wasting time with an unnecessary swipe. How important do I think I am? Right? Like, we have to remember at some point to just be human beings. And it's so easy. Just like when you start going to the gym in the beginning, and after that second or third week, the soreness kind of starts to go away, and you might even start to see a little bit of physical changes in yourself. And when you look in the mirror, you're like, damn, did your boy get big? Like, God bless. And that becomes addicting. Just seeing the improvements, you go, oh, I'm capable of change. When you come from addiction and you come from suffering your whole life, making bad decisions on impulse and stuff like that, and you start to get some answers to questions you never even knew you should have had, let alone people should have been helping you navigate. But when you learn that you can navigate and get your own answers, that becomes addicting to some people. Myself, I'm definitely one. That's why I was always criticized as a kid, because I don't want to learn what your book tells me, right? If I don't care about it, I don't want to learn about it at all. But if you're going to teach me something, I need all the books. Give me all the books. Let me see all the videos, because I care about it. So let me learn everything I can learn about it. But we don't do that. And that's like not how the school systems were brought up. So we, people like me, grow up thinking there's always something wrong with you. Well, so you can't sit down and you can't focus and you can't pay attention. It's like, have you ever seen me do my shit? You ever watch me sit down, and some people would call it hyper focus out of mania or whatever, but like, again, that's when you get caught in healing traps where you can't even sit down and work hard for 8 hours with a mental health challenge without it being labeled as hyper focus mania. And you're like, yo, I just sat down and edited something I really cared about for 8 hours yesterday. I really did that yesterday. And it felt good to put out something I was proud of. And it was like, man. And I just let myself do it. I beat myself up a lot while I was editing, going, oh, there's different podcasts I could be talking about. Skateboarding's not all that productive. And it was like, but I love skateboarding. And it makes me happy. And even if I'm not out putting out clips of new tricks every single day, but I'm just showing myself through my journey, well, that's cool with me. I'm good with that. And the second that voice starts to go, well, what would this person do? What would these people think? Or what would the algorithms? I don't give a shit anymore. I'm dedicated to doing my life in the best way that I can see to do it, because I've learned to trust myself. Trust myself that I'm going to make improvements where improvements need to be made. And I know when to pull my rest and reset cord when needed. And I think it's important for all of us to make sure that you're not getting to a place where you're so addicted to productivity that you're destroying your own mental. And you can't even allow yourself to have fun doing shit you love anymore, guys. You're going to do that for a short time. And your short time may be longer than others. It may be 6 months, it may be a year, it may be 3 years. But one day, that bubble pops. And when it pops, you don't necessarily have control of the mess that it makes. So that's why I want to bring these messages to you, because I come to you not in a preaching, judgmental way, but in a way of understanding and empathy, because I'm there with you guys often. And I understand the struggles, especially when you're on social media and you're swiping and seeing everyone claiming that they're getting their shit together and that they're fixing their mental health and all this, guys. It's easy to say shit like that on a good day. Everybody you watch, find out, what are they saying on their bad days? Are they keeping it just as real? It's important. Don't get caught up in this thing that anybody has it all together. Nobody does. Allow yourself to have days off from even trying to be productive all the time. And with that, guys, if you will, thumbs up this video. It helps so much. Subscribe. That way you guys see everything we're doing. If you want to see it as soon as we drop it, hit the bell. Then you guys will be notified as soon as that goes down. Hit up the roadtoredemptionpodcast.com for all the merch in the past episodes and know how much we love you. We'll see you next week. Love you.